I wanted to introduce the cast to you tonight. We have Sue St. John as Maria Callas and Martha Welty as Marilyn Monroe. And now I'm going to give it back over to Gabe.
All right. Thank you, designers, for everything. Once again, without further ado, Callas and Monroe by our very own Armando Robles. Maria Callas is standing next to the piano. Her back is to the audience. Her hand is resting on the piano next to a lit cigarette. Marilyn Monroe is on the opposite side of the room, facing the mirror, takes her coat off, placing it in a table near, gently fixing her hair. Marilyn pauses, turns around, and looks across the room at Maria.
You were wonderful tonight.
Yes, I was, wasn't I? And you, my dear, left quite a memory for the president.
Yes, quite.
It must have been difficult getting into that dress.
Not as difficult as it was getting into this wig.
Silly, isn't it?
What's silly?
Us, this.
I don't know. I like it a little, sometimes. I think it was what we were designed for.
Sure, so they can rip us to shreds in the papers. I don't have much of that anymore. I trust that the scandals and heartaches are all behind me now.
It's wonderful that you and Ari have each other. I love the pictures of the two of you on his yacht in Greece, so you both look very happy there.
You know I was born in New York City.
Yes, I read that. But still, how wonderful it is to have a heritage from a country that is so rich in history.
Dios no viegui tenelada. Let me guess, it's all Greek to you.
I love listening to other languages. I feel like I missed out on learning so much more than I know.
It's never too late, my dear. You have all the time in the world.
No, but you're right. I'll give it some thought. So do you like politics?
No, I abhor them.
But you're here. You're the headliner.
Yes, and you stole the show, my dear. That was the most unusual version of Happy Birthday I've ever heard.
I was so nervous.
I'm sure the president will forgive you for that.
You know,
I think I will have another glass of champagne. Yes, Marilyn, I know.
I will never understand men.
That's good. You'll live longer that way.
What's your secret? How do you and Ari hang on?
Well, I'm not so sure that we do. Oftentimes we hang on to each other by a thread. And other times, I'd like to hang on to him with a rope, looped at the end and around his neck.
He just seems so loving and caring.
Oh, he is. And he's Greek. All Greek men are loving and caring. Listen, Marilyn.
Please, call me Norma.
Norma, never hold on to a man so tight that you end up strangling yourself while doing so.
I had the strength from one man and the intelligence in another. I hope that I'll meet someone with both qualities someday.
It isn't enough to live up to the glamour, but we must also think like men. My name has been dragged across the stage like a prop only because I stood up by my beliefs. We are women less than, prima donnas.
Perhaps if we had children, we would be women more than. I was almost a mother 3 times. I don't think I could give a child what I feel is missing in my life. Happiness. Did you? Have you?
A mother must be a good mother to her children. Yes or no? There is no going away from that. It is her responsibility. She's not doing anything special. It is her duty, not responsibility. It is her duty. There is where I am stiff as a German, if we can be called German. A mother. There is nothing extraordinary about, oh, how wonderful a mother she is. She's got to be wonderful. Otherwise, don't have children. If you don't even trust your mother, who do you trust? For me, the program was that, of course, I should become a singer. I should become an artist in any case. Usually, what the parents say is, well, I sacrificed myself for you, but you will do what I was supposed to do in life. Have you ever been to Milan? Io miro mu, my child.
I knew my mother for a little while, until I was sent away to so many foster homes. They put her away in an institution when I was very young. I gave up looking for a mother's love and created that longing for myself. But it hasn't always worked out that way. I've met many men that offered to take care of me. It got me where I am today, and till I learned to fly on my own. But sometimes I just cannot fly on one wing. The president has what it takes to be a man. Power, charisma, children, and a beautiful wife. I don't know why she hates me so much.
Only someone with something to hide would say that. Speaking of prima donnas, where is the First Lady, Jacqueline?
Out riding horses, I hear.
A woman should take note of another woman's graceful moves, then copy them and make them work in her own original way. Mrs. Kennedy is a very intelligent woman. She recognizes opportunity and uses it to her advantage. She makes it belong to her. One's discretion cannot be compromised. Otherwise, they will end up like us.
Alone?
No, compromised. Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy will have plenty to contend with, I feel. I just hope that our paths never cross. Enough of this dreary talk. Tell me, what are your plans, Marilyn? Norma?
I just want to rest. I'm so very tired. But I have so many obligations to take care of. I have these films to make. Maybe not now since I'm here in New York, but they think I'm still sick at home in Hollywood. Maybe later I can rest then.
In opera, there is no rest. The music constantly plays in your head from the time that you wake to the sound of your alarm, to the sprays of your shower, during the blaring traffic, but all of it is music. You must remember your cue, and then you enter, and then you become fascinated with it all over again.
I remember being fascinated by it all. Oh, and the sounds too. Oh, the cameras clicking, the lights flashing. Oh, those things are music to me. Oh, it's what I dance to. It's what I make love to. Feeling the attention piercing me like a knife, but it rarely hits the target, the heart.
But your films make people happy.
Have you seen my movies?
I have read some of the flattering reviews and then just talk from others.
Oh.
I'm not a movie person, dear. I prefer the theater.
Arthur and I went to the opera once, the Met. We saw Macbeth. He loved it. Do you like Hollywood?
I rather enjoyed Los Angeles.
Tell me, what did you enjoy?
They have a lovely symphony, and the theaters are grand.
Will you make movies?
Who knows? But if I do, it has to be very soon.
Why?
Remember, we are women.
It's not fair that men can simply go on living.
Oh, they will have their price to pay too. You will never hear it from them. Most would rather find another woman and start over than to reveal who they are. Men do not tell the truth.
I see. Yes, well, I suppose.
I believe we have all been there at one point or another.
You mean revealing who we are?
No, as the other woman.
Oh, I never pay attention to that. I admit that with some men, I never did believe them when they said that they were single, divorced, or separated.
At the very least, they will say they are separated.
They were just so nice to me until they weren't. Have you ever been the other woman?
I carry this picture with me as a reminder that men are men. I had a performance that evening and I met her, Aries' wife, Christina. They came backstage and she was very gracious. I keep this as a reminder of life's uncertainties and what it could bring.
You look like best friends here.
Hmm.
I don't know why it's so difficult to make friends with other women.
Oh, you can, with some. Of course, between she and I, well, we just were not destined to have tea together.
I do have a friendship with my acting teacher and the wives of some of the photographers that I've worked with, but not so much other movie people. Most seem to be in the same situation that I'm in.
That's the price of fame and the spotlight. When you are ready to give up your turn, they will know, and then they will be your friend. No threat.
It all seems so unfair.
What is unfair happens mostly to us women. It's called aging, my dear. Oh, it's okay to act young as long as you don't want to be young. That is where the trouble begins. But you have so much ahead of you. Just enjoy your life and enjoy them as much as they're enjoying you. Don't expect love to resolve your problems. Do not bet your life on love. Love exists, but it's fleeting. Love is so brief, and yet forgetting takes so long.
It's just that sometimes I cannot feel my life, or I want to escape it.
We want attention, and that's okay. As artists, we are expected to turn it on and off at a whim. And besides, as artists, we don't like things to be simple. We like them complicated. It gives us some color, character. Sometimes we just get stuck. Again, that's okay. Just don't stay there. Go back to Hollywood, Marilyn. Finish your movies.
I would have preferred just posing for the cameras. No movies. The whole movie making experience happened to me when I was so young and naive. I compromised myself for the thrill of having a thrill. Something I never want to experience again.
And now you can live easier. You're no longer Norma. You are Marilyn Monroe. It's the thoughts that make us lonely and unhappy. If a man doesn't love you, he doesn't love you, you go on. We must keep the feelings in everything we do. Your movies, my music, everything I sing is pointless if it doesn't express what I feel. It's no use worrying. What has to happen will happen. You can't avoid it by suffering and being afraid beforehand.
Am I afraid?
Probably. But so am I. Are we going to let them see that? Of course not. I mean, isn't it enough for them to read it in the papers without feeling angry or having missed out on how we suffered too?
Oh, maybe we can just go on and live a normal life.
What is a normal life? Are we or aren't we unique?
Maria walks over to Marilyn, helping put on her coat. The two, arm in arm, slowly walk off stage left. Andre Preveren's Signing Off plays. With this, before we hand it over to Ilana, the actors who played these characters, you did a wonderful job. Could you introduce yourselves real quick, your name and your character?
Yes, I'm Martha Welty, and I played Marilyn Monroe.
I'm Suze St. John, and I played Maria Callas.
That was wonderful. Will, could you do the postscript? I'd like to, before Ilana says for us all to goodbye, just say that little poem at the end.
To whom it may concern, before our leave we take a final star. If you please, to put your mind at ease, I'll tell you what become of Snake. It's true I threw Snake far from view. How far is far enough for right? I wish I could tell you, 'tis true, our earth is now safe from blight. By spy deep in the farthest southern sky, look for stars like Scorpion's tail. He's his stinger now. I'll tell you why it's where I sent dead Snake to sail. Our earth and garden here remain for us to cherish night and day, as the starlight holds our anchor chain, holding temptation far away, always lightly, always sincerely, dancing bear.
Thank you so much. And thank you to every artist who worked on this production. Both productions were fantastic, and we thank you, audience, for joining us too. Everyone have a good night.
Good night, everybody.